Hi guys, it's Carol. How are you? I'm pretty good. This is Sunday. I've got this cell phone charged up to make the video instead of that awful one I made last night where it was so hazy. Sorry. Um, Today's Sunday. My biggest accomplishment today is not a whole lot. I had a day of rest, which is almost every day for me. But I watched a movie. I have a TV that I've had a couple of years, and it's a smart TV, so I get Roku for free and some other things that I've never even investigated. I don't really like to watch TV too much because I have to read the closed captioning, and it's hard for me just to sit here and stare at the TV. So I don't watch a whole lot of TV, but I knew Bridges of Madison County was going to be available for a month or so, so I watched it today. I love Bridges of Madison County. I think it was made in 1995. I've seen it 2 or 3 times a year since then, probably. I just love that movie, and I like Meryl Streep. And anyway, I watched that. When I know you've all seen it. It's an old movie. When I get to the part, I cry all through it, but when I get to the part where she's sitting in her husband's pickup truck and Richard Kincaid is in the truck in front of them at the street light, and she puts her hand on the door handle in her husband's truck and she starts to open it and then she stops, I just boo-hoo like crazy. I really like that movie. The book was even better. I always read the book. If a movie's based on a book, read the book first because it'll always be better. But anyway, that's what I've done today. And I finished this book, Dying in a Winter Wonderland by Vicki Delaney. It's a cozy mystery. The series is called A Year-Round Christmas Mystery. It takes place in a little town named Rudolph. I believe it's in New York. And the way this little town has survived is they embrace the Christmas theme, and they have Christmas all. Toby, sorry, just a minute. It's a nice day outside, so there's a lot of kids outside, and my dogs are going to bark at them when they walk past. Anyway, Mary Wilkinson owns a shop called, I have to get my trifocals where I can read it, Mrs. Claus's Treasures. And, full of Christmas decorations and things. A lady walks in that she went to school with, but they're not really friends. The lady's name is Luann. She's come home to visit her parents for Christmas. And she is engaged, and she asked Mary to help her decorate for her wedding in July. And Mary reluctantly says, okay. And then Luann decides that it would be a lot more romantic to have their wedding on Valentine's Day in 7 weeks from the time the story takes place, which causes a lot of grief for everybody but Luann. On the day that Mary is going to meet with Luann and her mother at this venue, it's a hotel there, to plan the wedding and the wedding decorations and the food and stuff. Luann's fiance is found murdered on the grounds of the hotel. And so that's what this book is about. Luann had decided she was reluctant to marry this man. Her parents were really encouraging it because he came from a wealthy family and they're in financial straits. So they were encouraging this wedding. And Luann had years ago briefly dated Mary's brother, but decides that she is passionately in love with him and she can't marry the other guy, and causes this big scene. The brother, Chris, has no interest in her whatsoever. But the next day, the fiance is found murdered. So Mary is not a police officer, not a detective, but she's determined to solve this murder, and so her brother is no longer considered a suspect, and That's the premise of this story. You know, cozy mysteries, they're not gory, nothing like that. I thought it was a really good one. I really like Vicki Delaney, the author. I never can figure out who the bad guy is until the end when she lets us know. I am going to read all 5 in this series. I've already read one. This is the second, so I'll tell you about some more. But anyway, Dying in a Winter Wonderland. This was a pretty good book. Oh, here comes Casey. Hang on. Hang on, dogs. It's Casey. Casey has a sinus infection. Bless her heart, she has one at least 4 times a year. We're about to leave to go to the pharmacy to pick up her medicine. She's been to urgent care. I was going to tell you something else. Oh, let me tell you this real quick before I forget. For my new subs, I live in Texas, been here forever and a day, but I was born in New Mexico, and I consider myself a New Mexican. Those are the only 2 states I've ever lived in. And here we have tumbleweeds. Both states have tumbleweeds. I've always lived around tumbleweeds. But a friend of mine had Thanksgiving with her family. There's Molly. And a sister-in-law from down in the deep south said she thought tumbleweeds were just a fictional thing in Wild West movies until her mother-in-law here built a snowman out of tumbleweeds, which is kind of a typical thing here. You take 3 tumbleweeds, spray paint them white, use anything to make the eyes and the mouth, and you know, put a scarf around it and stuff. I wish I had the picture of, I had a picture of one that's been built here recently, but I don't. Tumbleweeds are great big weeds. They can be small. They can be like this size, but they can grow great big. I'm going to show you a picture of a big one here in a minute. And they just grow and grow and grow. They're prickly. You don't want to touch them. They're very prickly when they get dried. But as they dry on the stem, eventually, because we have wind here all the time, the wind breaks the tumbleweed off its stem, and so it goes tumbling across the state. They really do just break off the stem, and then they just roll. The wind rolls them to Timbuktu. Well, this girl thought, she didn't realize there were real things called tumbleweeds. She thought that was just something in the movies. So I'm going to show you a picture of a tumbleweed a friend of mine sent me. She told me I was allowed to use this picture and put it on YouTube. So anybody else that knows her, don't be concerned. She told me I could. This tumbleweed I'm going to show you, her porch is 10 feet wide. The man in the picture is 5'10". So that gives you an idea of the size of this tumbleweed. The tumbleweed I'm going to show you is one. It is one big tumbleweed that blew off its stem on this 10-foot wide porch. So I'm going to show you. And then, I don't know about copyright laws. I don't know what I can show and what I can't. But next Tuesday, the Tuesday after Thanksgiving, is Tumbleweed Tuesday in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Let me see who does it. I've forgotten. Hang on. I'm hurrying, Casey. Hang on. I'm pulling it up. Okay. Every year, the Albuquerque Metropolitan Aurora Flood Control Authority collects gigantic specimens of tumbleweeds and makes a snowman out of them. They always put it up the Tuesday after Thanksgiving, and now it's called Tumbleweed Tuesday. So that'll be the Tuesday coming up. I don't know that I can show you the picture of it, but Tuesday, I want you to go to KOAT.com. KOAT, that's a television station in Albuquerque. And it'll be a big to-do about the tumbleweed that they put up. Last year was the 25th year they've made this gigantic snowman out of tumbleweeds. And last year, they made a mask to put on its face. I don't know if it'll have a mask this year or not. But anyway, I want you to see New Mexico's Tumbleweed Snowman on Tuesday, on Tumbleweed Tuesday. Okay, I'm going to put the picture in here. Also, when I was telling you about the book, Christmas by the Book, and I said it would be in my list of recommended books in my playlist, one of you told me that they could not find they could not find the playlist about recommended books. It was, I said it's either under the books, recommended books, or it's under Christmas. Well, it wasn't in either place. She didn't find it. But I'm going to stick in a picture of how to find it on my playlist. It's there. And then it's not under Christmas. It's under recommended books. So I'm going to put that next, those two pictures, so you can find the books that I really suggest you read at Christmas time. Okay, we're going to leave and go to the drugstore. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Okay, my friend took this picture today. This is one great big tumbleweed. It's dead. It would be green if it were alive. And this is a tumbleweed that broke off its stem and blew onto her porch. That's one great big tumbleweed. The porch is 10 feet wide and the man is 5'10". So that tells you how big tumbleweeds can get. When you click on my playlist, it will be a list like this. They change order sometimes, but you'll see book recommendations right there. Okay, when you click on that, you'll see a list of videos I posted. Here's my 16 favorite Christmas books for adults.